to go to a concert in St. Louis, bro. It's about time to go to Stash.
Test, test. Test, test. Test. Did it work? Hello? Test?
Are you enjoying our broadcast of Ironmen football?
What about our on-the-spot videos keeping you informed on the students of Normal Community?
Or what we're known for, our inspiring, entertaining, and award-winning stories?
If so, consider supporting us at nchsinkspot.com. On every story, there is a link to donate to the Inkspot's journalistic mission.
Your financial support plays a vital role in enabling the Inkspot to invest in top-tier equipment, maintain memberships in distinguished professional organizations, compete in contests, and attend conventions.
Your generosity is the key to providing us with a truly enriching educational experience.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abby Rubish, the editor-in-chief of the NCHS Inkspot. I'm asking for your support on either Infinite Campus, where you can buy a subscription to our print edition, or by purchasing ad space on our website, in our print edition, or as part of our broadcasts that reach hundreds of viewers every week. You can also consider becoming a friend of the Inkspot. For more information on these opportunities, visit the support tab at nchsinkspot.com.
All right, let's see if we can drag this cord a little bit. And maybe I'll, Gwen, do you want me to put behind you, Zach? Or, here, if we can get it out here, that'd be good. It's early in the season.
For sure.
There we go. That'll work.
Oh, shoot. I can hear myself. That's kind of cool.
Hey, who's doing Bloomington?
He's doing Bloomington.
And Ben, you're doing Normal Community?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We're good. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Shirk Center. It's the 2023 Inter-City Basketball Tournament, and tonight the opener, Normal Community versus Bloomington. Joel Swanson, Zach Knox-Doyle, Ben Kerber here from the Shirk Center tonight. We'll bring into the action here this evening. We'll also be back next Monday for Normal Community's game against Normal West. We'll also be covering 7 Ironmen home games as well here on the Inkspot. Well, thanks for joining us here this evening. This kicks off the 23-24 season for the Normal Community boys. And tonight, it's a rival. The Bloomington Raiders are the opener. Should be an interesting one here as we kick off the Inter-City tournament. Well, Zach, let's first of all start with Bloomington. Zach, give us a rundown. What are we going to see from the Raiders here tonight?
Well, it's a whole new team for Bloomington here. We got only 2 returners in senior guard Trey Thompson, junior guard Rob Clark. They lost their 3 players that scored in the double digits last season in Nico, who is now playing for Community, senior guard Shuey, and senior forward Adam Beasley. They also have 3 sophomores, and an interesting fact is they have no players over 6'4", while Community has 7. Last year they went 7-24, only 3-7 in conference. They haven't had a winning season since 2018-19 and haven't made regionals since 2016-17. Their head coach, Spencer Johnson, is in his 3rd season, looking for his first winning season as head coach. He has led Bloomington to a 14-45 record, which is a 24% win percentage.
Well, Zach, the one thing, you look at this roster for Bloomington, and they're going to have to retool a little bit from last year, but this is a really, really young Bloomington squad going up against an experienced Normal Community team.
Yeah, I'm only seeing 2 seniors here for Bloomington. It's a junior-dominated team with 5 juniors, as well as 3 sophomores, which you don't see a lot on a varsity team.
Yeah, also just 10 on the roster for Bloomington this year. It will certainly be a challenge for the Raiders here tonight. We'll talk about the Normal Community Ironmen. Hey, we'd like to welcome Ben Kerber to the broadcast. And Ben, talk about the Ironmen a little bit. We talk about a team with a lack of experience on one side. Boy, it is experience up and down the roster for the Ironmen.
Yeah, just starting off, Coach Witzik said that this is the most talented team that he's ever coached in 29 seasons, and he has a 488 and 232 win record in his 29 years as a coach, or 25 years as the community's head coach. So this lineup is very tall. It has 3 players over 6'9", 7 players over 6'4", and it's headlined by Wright State commit Jaheim Weber, Braylon Roman, who's both been 2-year varsity players so far, and also headlined by Dexter Niekamp, who just came back from football. The starting lineup tonight will be Jaheim Weber, Braylon Roman, Owen Osborne, Noah Cleveland, and Nico Newsom, of course, the transfer from Bloomington, he's playing tonight in his first game back. So I guess we'll see at what kind of there's a new team, new chemistry to build, but I'm really excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, Brendan, I think you bring up the biggest point for Normal Community. It certainly is not, experience is not the problem. Points, rebounds, all that. It's going to be chemistry. How does this all mix together? You got a lot of returners from a year ago. Then you added Noah Cleveland, very talented player. Nico Newsom transfers in, very talented player. How does it all fit together? That's the big question for the Ironmen.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. And I'm really excited to see what they can do on the court together, because I know there's a lot of star power, but like Coach Witzik said, there's only one ball and they have to share it all. So I guess we'll see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, I know for Coach Witzik, I know a lot of it's going to start on the defensive end. That's really where the Ironmen have been very good for the last 25 years. And defense might be the staple for this team as well. They're big inside. It's going to be hard to score for other teams at the rim, and they've got some athletic guards.
Yeah, and as you were mentioning with Noah Cleveland, as a sophomore, ISU reached out to him, and then last year he took last year off. And then also, if we're looking at Nico averaged 20 points a game leading Bloomington last year. So obviously we have new faces, also 8 returners for community. So it's a nice mix of new faces and old faces as well.
Yeah, when Coach Witzik says this is his most talented team in 25 years, that is saying a lot. He's already produced a runner-up state trophy, a 4th-place state trophy, and this is the most talented group he has. And the team 2 years ago was extremely talented. We're getting ready to go here at the Shirk Center. It's Bloomington and Normal Community. We're going to step aside here for a quick break. We'll have the national anthem, we'll have the starting lineups, and then we'll be back on the other side to bring you the Raiders and the Ironmen. It's the season opener in 23-24.
At another guard, 6'1" junior, number 11, Evan Reed. At 1 forward position, 6'3" junior, 0, Brandon Cross. And the other forward, 6'3" sophomore, number 14, Carter Tyndall. Head coach for the Purple Raiders, Spencer Johnson, assisted by Greg Hill, Xavier McSwain, Bob Perkins, and Desmond Davis. Now, the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard. White uniforms from the orange and black, the Normal Community Ironmen. At 1 guard, 6'6", senior number 3, Nico Newsom. At another guard, 6'4", senior 11, Raylan Roman. At 1 forward, 6'8", senior 23, Noah Cleveland. At the other forward, 6'4", junior 32, Owen Osborne. And at center, 6'10", senior 33, Jaheem Weber. Head coach for the Ironmen, Dave Witzik, assisted by Nathan Foster, Matt Schreiber, John Hughes, LeConte Nixon, Ryan Schreiber.
Our national anthem and our starting lineup. Well, here we go. The Inter-City Tournament kicks off for 2023. The Normal Community Boys Basketball season kicks off for 23-24. And one thing you're going to notice right away is Normal Community has a huge size advantage. And guys, I think they're going to try to take advantage of that right away.
Yeah, if you look at the starters out there for community, they are all at least 6'4", and then like we mentioned pregame with Bloomington, they don't have a player over 6'4". Also in their starting lineup, they also only have 1 senior in their starting lineup.
Tip won easily by Jaheim Weber, and here we go. The Ironmen now will attack a zone here, looks like, from Bloomington to start the game. The Raiders look like a little 3-2. Nico Newsom, left side 3 on the way. That's no good. Rebound by Jaheim Weber. Weber all the way in, and he'll throw it down. What a start for the Ironmen as Jaheim Weber gets the offensive rebound and throws it home.
Just effortless.
Jaheim led the Iron in rebounds last season, so that was not surprising as he also led them in points.
Yeah, Jaheim a little bit over 8 rebounds a game a year ago. Shot 62% from the floor, so Jaheim does most of his work inside. Also got some nice depth in that front court as well. Kobe Walker will come off the bench and do a nice job. The Ironmen a little full court man-to-man pressure here. We'll see if they run and jump a little bit out of this and try to trap. And there's the first trap right there. They're going to try to speed up this tempo as much as they possibly can here this evening. Bloomington will almost turn it over. We're going to get a foul against Normal Community. That was Robert Clark, the 5'10 junior that had the ball for the Raiders. We'll see who picked up the foul. It's going to be against Braylon Roman, as Roman, the 6'4 senior, picks up the first infraction of the contest.
Braylon only had 41 fouls last season, something that he's done great at keeping good defense, but also not grabbing the other players too much.
Shot from the baseline, no good that time by Tyndall, and the Ironmen come the other way. Newsom now will set the offense here. They'll lob it inside for Jaheim Weber. Weber, with 3 players around him, rather easily that time able to lay it home, as the tallest Raider on the floor right now is 6'3", and it certainly shows early on.
You know, Coach Witzik said last year that he was pretty much a double team and triple team nonstop, and we're starting to see that here earlier in the contest.
And a lot of times with those other teams that were double and triple teaming him, they had a lot more size.
Robert Clark missed on one end, Roman the other way.
And
Braylon Roman will put it home. Did a great job drawing the contact right there. Didn't get the call, but strong enough to find the basket.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Bloomington was going with a zone defense. Coach Witzik said he expected man-to-man.
And a lob and a dunk for Nico Newsom.
And the revenge tour begins for Nico.
Yes, and certainly the transfer from Bloomington likes to see the first one go down. And, you know, it has to be an interesting game for Nico, obviously playing at Bloomington the last few years, transferring her senior season. Ironically, then the opener is against Bloomington in game number 1.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of emotions for Nico Newsom, but it seems like he's doing a great job handling them with that slam right down there.
Yeah, that's got to be good to see that first one go down for him. 6:24 to go here in the first quarter. Normal Community leads Bloomington by a score of 8-0. Well, I guess, guys, exactly what we thought was going to happen to start the game. Lob passes inside, easy scores at the rim so far for the Ironmen.
Yeah, and last year, Community's big headline was their defense as they held other teams to just 49 points a game, and they scored 55 a game with 8 points in less than 2 minutes. I think Community's going to be going for a lot more than 55 tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the pace looks like for Normal Community, usually known as a slower paced team. They did rev it up a little bit 2 years ago. They had an extremely talented team. We might see exactly the same thing this year, a little bit more full court pressure, but knowing the coaching staff, it's going to be a game-by-game basis as well of who they're playing, what the opponent is that particular night.
Yeah, it's also the first game of the season, so you just got to feel it out a little bit and see where your strengths lie.
And
And
still
again,
got the starting lineup out there for the Ironmen.
yeah, the chemistry is going to be interesting here for Normal Community as new players coming into the program, player coming back with a lot of guys returning. Bloomington this time does a better job breaking the pressure here, and Roman will steal it. Braylon on the other end will throw it down with the right hand, and Braylon Roman's got his second bucket, and it's 10-0 Normal Community.
Is that already 3 dunks for the Ironmen?
That is 3 dunks already. One a lob dunk. Jaheim got one to start the game, and Braylon Roman throws one down right there. Under 6 for the first quarter. The Ironmen already out to a double-digit lead here at 10-0. Bloomington still looking for their first bucket. Robert Clark now with the basketball will swing it up top to Tyndall. His 3 on the way is no good. Rebound by Nico Newsom, and here come the Ironmen the other direction now.
Slowing it down a little bit, slowing it down.
That's one of the few opportunities Bloomington's had to actually get the ball off before Community forced a steal.
Jaheim Weber got bottled up inside. He finds Noah Cleveland. Cleveland now reverses and scores inside. Well, we talk about a couple of twin towers, 6'10", 6'9". Boy, that is just tremendous size. And Noah Cleveland is a very gifted player as well. Pretty agile, can shoot the ball from the outside. He's a really good all-around player.
We got Trey Burdett and Kobe.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
And it shows what Noah Cleveland can do right there, splitting the lane and throwing one down.
Every starter except for Owen has a bucket so far. Looks like the chemistry's working out.
Yeah, it's working out pretty well. 14-0. The Ironmen have blitzed Bloomington here to start the game. It's a Bloomington team that is definitely rebuilding. Extremely young, a lot of youth. Not a lot of players back from a team that only won 7 games a year ago. So we knew it was going to be a struggle for the Raiders, and it certainly has been here so far in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, this is a whole new look for the Raiders. And speaking of new looks, we have sophomore Trey Burdett that played on the freshman team last year for Community out on the floor.
Yeah, Trey Burdett wearing number 21, and we're going to get a foul here in Normal Community. It's going to be on, looks like, oh, that's on Nico Newsom. Yep, Nico picks up his first personal foul. Second on the team for the Ironmen. And so far you got a couple of buckets for Roman, Cleveland, and Weber, and then Nico had that lob dunk, and that's the 14 on the board already for the Ironmen.
Yeah, Ben, like you mentioned in pregame, Coach did talk about how the Ironmen were going to need to be able to pass the ball around. There's only one ball, and they've done a great job of doing that so far, with 4 players contributing to the 14 points.
Carter Tyndall's got the first basket for the Raiders. That was a three-pointer that just went down there a second ago. 14-3 our score. Newsom now inside. Kobe Walker just in the game. Kobe turns, can't find it. Noah Cleveland able to clean it up on the backside. And boy, from what I've seen from Noah here in the first 4 minutes, boy, he is going to be a terrific addition for the Ironmen.
And I think the depth and the weapons that the Ironmen have, Bloomington has to put 2 or 3 players on the center. Then there's a wide open guy in the paint if that guy misses.
And they're just running in and grabbing the rebounds, using their athleticism and size, and just getting to the basket, getting easy scores.
Braylon Roman picked up the foul right there. That's his second personal foul. Connor Smith, the 6'1 junior, in the lineup now for Normal Community. Coach Witzig's going to be able to play a lot of guys here, it looks like, tonight. Owen Osborne's going to check back in now for the Ironmen as well. Probably going to see everybody off the bench. Had a couple of football guys coming back. Probably going to see Dexter Niekamp maybe eventually in this contest. Dexter coming off the football season, which ended on Saturday for the Ironmen.
Yeah, and Connor Smith was a transfer from Rantoul. He started there as a sophomore last season, and he's known as a three-point shooter, which is something the Ironmen are going to be needing.
Yeah, they're going to need that three-point threat, and the three-point shooting should be better for Normal Community here. A number of guys returning from last year's team. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 16-3, Normal Community has the lead. Evan Reed down the lane, and they'll kick it back out now, and Robert Clark will start the offense. That's a 3-ball on the way. That's no good that time. Picked out of there by Osborne, and here come the Ironmen back the other way. That time Connor Smith couldn't quite handle it, but Kobe Walker there to pick it up, and Kobe traveled. Just kind of dragged that back pivot foot as he tried to put the ball on the deck right there. So Normal Community turns the basketball over, and Kobe's going to head to the bench here as Jaheim Weber checks into the game.
You know, even though Connor is new to the team, he had a friend in Kobe Walker, as they both played on the same summer team during the summer season, obviously. So it seems like they'll be able to go off each other's strengths and get some buckets here.
There's actually Noah Cleveland that went to the bench that time for the Ironmen, and Jaheim Weber back into the contest now here for Normal Community. Carter Tyndall has the basketball out front. He traveled that time. Good help defense there by Burdett. Trey Burdett sticking a hand in there, forcing the travel. The Ironmen will have the ball back now, up 16-3 with 3:15 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, we have 2 centers in the game right now, and Jaheim Weber and Kobe Walker. Lots of size for the Ironmen, which we will be mentioning all season, but especially when these 2 are both on the court together.
Nice steal that time by Robert Clark. Other end, up and in, and Kobe Walker is going to pick up the foul. Good job by Robert Clark there, able to get that deflection, get the layup on the other end. Normal Community was trying to reverse it against the zone. Guys, it looks like Bloomington's still in that 3-2 zone. Might see that most of the night. It's interesting to go 3-2, especially against a team that has so much size like the Ironmen do.
Yeah, and Coach Witzig said that he actually didn't expect a lot of teams to be playing zone. So he did expect a lot of teams to be playing zone. But Bloomington, since they're so small, it's a bit surprising that they're sticking with this game plan.
Yeah, looks like maybe 3-2, 1-2-2, depending on how they kind of flatten things out. Nobody's going to stop Jaheim Weber as he just kind of moved his way inside on the baseline. Not a lot of resistance. The Raiders might want to step over, try to take a charge there on Jaheim on the baseline. We're not able to do it right there. It's 18-6.
Yeah, and after Rob Clark's and 1 there, last season played JV and varsity. He played 8 games on varsity, just averaging 5 minutes a game.
Kobe Walker's got the steal now here for the Ironmen. Smith pushes it ahead to Osborne. Inside for Weber. They threw it over the top of Jaheim right there. Couldn't quite handle it. Not sure Jaheim was expecting the pass there at the very end. Couldn't quite haul that one in. And out of bounds it goes.
Seems like for the Raiders offensively, they just can't get comfortable in the paint. They can't even get in there with all the size of the Ironmen.
Yeah, and having to rely on threes, I don't think is necessarily Bloomington's mojo, especially with Community's defense.
Turnover that time by Bloomington, and Burdett's going to get the easy layup on the other end. The lefty gets one home right there, and that's his first bucket of the season. and it's 20-6.
And his first bucket as a varsity Ironman player.
All the way in. Nice move that time. Was shake and bake by Robert Clark. He's got 5 in the contest now. Trims the Ironman lead down to 12. Weber inside is going to be fouled. That foul is going to go against Trey Thompson. And Trey is one of the returners for Bloomington. They don't have many, but Trey logged the most minutes, averaged the most points per game of guys coming back from a year ago.
Yeah, Trey did get 2 boards a game, about a steal a game in just 18 minutes last year. So he's definitely the most experienced player coming back for Bloomington.
153 here for the first quarter, 20-8 in favor of the Ironmen. Weber's got 3 on him. Outside, Burditt's 3 on the way. Can't find it. Rebound knocked around in there. It's off a Raider out of bounds. It'll belong to Normal Community.
That was off of Brock Holtz, who is just a sophomore for Bloomington, which we should be saying quite a bit tonight. They are fielding quite a young and short team.
Yeah, Carter Tyndall, a sophomore. Brock Holtz, a sophomore. Keontae Hamilton is also a sophomore. So a lot of young players out there for the Raiders here. They try to retool, reload this roster. Bloomington's had some really good teams in past years, and you know the Raiders will be back. Just going to take a little bit of time. Weber now on the baseline in the short corner, finds Nico Newsom. Newsom down inside, had it blocked that time. Rebound knocked away from behind right there by Trey Thompson. Here come the Raiders, back the other way, all the way down. Now we're going to get a block in, a good call that time. I'm trying to see who was down there that got that foul.
Looks like it's Terrion Darnell.
It is Terrion Darnell. Did a pretty nice job setting up. I think he slid under at the last moment. Good call by the official. And Trey Thompson will head to the line. He's going to shoot a couple here for the Raiders and trying to get this lead down to 10 here. As it looks like Bloomington's kind of found their legs a little bit after a slow start.
Yeah, and on the other side of the floor, Carter Tyndall, the sophomore, got that block. He's a 6'3 sophomore, played on JV last season.
Did a nice job getting that one from behind as Nico Newsom tried to go to the rim. Second free throw up, and it is good that time by Trey Thompson. Bloomington scoring. Robert Clark has 5, 3 for Tyndall, and Thompson has the lone single point other than those 2 guys for the Raiders. 1:19 to go, first quarter. Thanks for joining us here on the Inkspot. It's our opener for 23-24. We'll be back next Monday against Normal West, and then 7 more Friday, Saturday games for the Normal Community boys here on the Inkspot. So join us if you can. Weber inside, looking like he traveled, got fouled. That one's going to be baseline out of bounds now here for the Ironmen.
You know, Coach Witzik described the Big 12 as a basketball conference, so there should be some pretty good games on the schedule this year. Some exciting matchups.
Yeah, it is loaded once again in the Big 12, no doubt about that. Oh, and Osborne, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Nico Newsom inside, and he'll lay it back home. Nico's got his second bucket. Averaged just over 20 points per game for Bloomington a year ago, transferring to Normal Community from there. So he was a big scorer for the Raiders last year. Down the lane, inside. That ball was dumped off to Allen. Put it up and put it home. And Sean Allen able to kind of throw that one up there, and down it goes. 22-11. Clock ticks under 40 seconds now to go here in the first period.
Yeah, Ben, you spoke on the Big 12. Community was 3rd last season in the Big 12. Bloomington was 7th.
Inside, Jaheim Weber scores again. Jaheim's got 8 now in the contest.
Those double and triple teams, they keep getting on him. It just doesn't seem to have an effect on him.
Here now is a trap by the Ironmen. Almost stolen a foul coming up on Nico Newsom. He tried to reach in. And right there, it's one of those situations where you have him trapped. Don't need the reach in. And Nico picks up his second personal foul.
You know, you talked about how Nico averaged over 20 points per game last season. Coach Witzik said he doesn't think he's ever had anyone average over 20 points on his team. So it'll be a bit of a learning curve for him this year.
Yeah, it certainly will. And boy, Nico was a terrific scorer for Bloomington a year ago. Can shoot it from the outside, get to the basket. He's a tough matchup. First free throw up and no good by Robert Clark. Clark was 1 for 1, made his first free throw, missed that one right there. Bloomington right now is in the bonus, so 1-1 for the Raiders here.
Yeah,
the second one is up and good. Rolled it around and down it goes.
Seems like the Ironmen are going for a lot of steals, trying to get the ball in their hands, and it has resulted in a few fouls for them thus far.
Yeah, they're playing fast-paced and pretty aggressive, and I wonder how long they're going to keep this up.
And Connor Smith that time took a little step before he put the ball on the deck and turns it over. So 9.6 now on the clock, 24-12 our score. Normal Community has the lead, but the Raiders have a chance to get this to 10, maybe to single digits by the end of the quarter. Boy, that would be a great accomplishment for them. Clark now with the ball with 3. Clark down the lane with 2. Has it knocked away. Smith at the horn. No good, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Quarter number 1 in the books. Normal Community 24. Bloomington 12. Normal Community basketball on the Inkspot. Well, guys, what do you think about the first quarter? Fast start by Community. Felt like Bloomington kind of got things going a little bit as the quarter went along.
Well, Community started out, I think it was 14-0, and it seemed like they were rolling. Then Bloomington started to get their feet under them, played a little grittier, seemed to, although they stayed in zone on defense, seemed like more man-to-man matchups, and they were just kind of trying to poke the ball free, be a little more aggressive on defense, and stay more careful on offense.
Yeah, I would say that the Bloomington was getting their steals, they were getting their fast breaks, they were getting their points, but I think the opportunities are still there for the Iron to score. They just got to capitalize on them.
Yeah, if they can keep this up, I mean, the Ironmen are on pace for 96 points, which is pretty much unheard of in high school basketball, as there's only 8-minute quarters.
Yeah, certainly Normal Community has been known for a slower pace, but trying to get up and down the floor here with the athletes that they can put on the floor on a nightly basis. Our first quarter scoring looked like this. Jaheim Weber led Normal Community with 8. Noah Cleveland had 6. 4 apiece for Nico Newsom and Braylon Roman. Both of them have 2 fouls, though. Braylon didn't play a whole lot in that first quarter. He picked up that second foul and didn't play a lot. Trey Burdett had 2 coming off the bench.
Any 3s so far?
No 3-pointers for Normal Community at all. I do believe Trey Burdett might have been the only one who took one. I think Nico Newsom took one as well, but no 3-pointers for Normal Community in that first quarter. Bloomington scoring looked like this. Robert Clark led him with 6, 3 for Carter Tyndall, 2 points for Deshaun Allen, and 1 point for Trey Thompson. Bloomington will have the basketball here coming out at the quarter, and now Braylon Roman is back in the game for Normal Community. He's got 2 fouls. That is something to watch out there to see if Braylon picks up an early third here in the second quarter.
It's going to be interesting to see what to expect from the Ironmen from 3 this season, as they lost their 3 best three-point shooters last season in Owen Pogge, Robbie Brent, and Brady Starkey.
Bloomington starts with the basketball now out front with Allen. Allen trying to drive on Cleveland, kicks it back out. Looked at a 3 for a moment for Brock Holtz. He'll put the ball on the floor against Weber. Bloomington can spread Normal Community out. They obviously don't have the size. Down low, Holtz, 3 on the way is good.
And they actually drew a double team there in the paint, which led Holtz to be wide open, and now Bloomington's within single digits for the first time since the start of the game.
Brock Holtz knocks down the triple. That's the second 3 for the Raiders on the night. Noah Cleveland inside, finding Jaheim Weber, who reverses and scores. Jaheim in double digits now. He's got 10, 26-15 our score. Braylon Roman picks it off. Braylon the other way. He'll throw it down. Braylon's got 3 buckets, 6 in the game. Second dunk off a steal for Braylon Roman. 28-15 now the score.
Seeing Cleveland be able to pass the ball is really important, especially in today's basketball game. Having bigs that are great at passing is huge, and here's Braylon again.
Braylon, 3 dunks on the night there. Braylon's got 8 now in the contest, 30-15. Bloomington had gotten it down into single digits at 24-15. It's 6 straight now for the Ironmen.
Yeah,
Holtz now in the front court.
Braylon led the team in steals last season.
Kick it to the corner to Evan Reed. Reed now back out front. Holtz 3 on the way is no good. Rebound pulled down by Noah Cleveland, and here come the Ironmen.
I think that'll be key for offenses playing the Ironmen this season. See if they can get a 3-ball open with all the big men in the paint. See if they can get a 3 opportunity. Oh my gosh.
Jaheim Weber, and are you guys keeping track of dunks? Because somebody's going to have to keep track of this. I think I'm at 8 at this point. Am I pretty close
has
here?
2, Braylon has 3. I think it's 7 or 8.
Another one.
And here comes number 8 or number 9, but Jaheim decides for the layup there. Jaheim's got 14 now in the game, 34-15. And it's a 10-0 run. Boy, Normal Community, that was a quick spurt that time by the Ironmen to open things up to 19.
Jaheim has 14, and the Raiders have 15.
And Jaheim's got 14 points, 7 field goals here, nothing outside of probably about 2 feet for Jaheim so far in the contest.
Straight layups and dunks for Weber.
3 on the way is down that time. Deshaun Allen knocks it in, the 6'3 senior. That's his second bucket. He's got 5 in the game now, 34-18 our score.
Seems like 2 pretty opposite strategies right now for Bloomington and our community. Bloomington pretty much relying on the 3-ball, but community only, oh, there's a 3 right there, and it's off.
3 on the way by Darnell is no good.
Yeah, but it seems like all of Community's points have came in the paint so far. And I would say shoot threes, but it looks like they're getting all their looks open in the paint, and they're capitalizing on them.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ben. If they can score inside, they're certainly going to take advantage of that, and they have done so. Normal Community has not made a three-point field goal or a free throw so far in the game, and they've got 34 points on the board. It's 34-18 as Bloomington breaks the press right there. Trey Thompson all the way
Good
in.
defense.
Kobe Walker knocks it away, but back they come, and Noah Cleveland will pick up the foul. Basket good for Trey Thompson, and for Noah Cleveland, that is his first personal foul. That's the first of the quarter against the Ironmen.
Connor Smith is back on the court, so I would be expecting a three-point ball from the Ironmen sometime soon.
Bloomington now has run off 5 in a row here. Actually 6 in a row, excuse me. It was 34-15. And now they have come back to get the next 6 points of the contest. 34-21 our score.
We got a game of streaks here at the Shirk Center.
That time short corner to Kobe Walker. Tried to throw it into the high post, and he throws it away. Evan Reed for 3 from the corner. That was going to round it out. Kobe Walker, a big rebound. That's what Kobe does well. He can snatch rebounds.
Yeah, he was second in the team for rebounds last season, mostly off the bench.
No good inside there by Noah Cleveland. Cleveland's got it back, and he'll put it back home.
Being able to see Cleveland back out there is going to be key for the Ironmen. Just the amount of talent that this team has and the depth is insane.
Yeah, it seems like with Roman, Cleveland, and Weber out there, they're just able to go in transition and fast and put some great highlight plays out for the Ironmen.
Evan Reed's got a 3. That's the 4th 3 of the contest now for Bloomington. The lead is 12. That's the first bucket for Evan Reed, the 6'1 junior.
And their three-point shooting is something that's keeping Bloomington in this game. And I'm actually surprised with the amount that have gone through the hoop, as Community held other teams under 50 last season, and Bloomington's definitely on pace for more than 50.
Noah Cleveland's now in double digits. He's got 10. They've got 14 from Jaheim, 10 from Noah Cleveland. So it's been a dominant performance inside, but Normal Community leads by 14. Bloomington hanging in there. They've got 4 3-pointers already here in the first half, trying to stay close. Here's another one on the way. It's up and no good off the back iron. Rebound Raiders. 3-pointer again from the opposite corner. No good. Kobe Walker had a shot on it. That was taken that time by Trey Thompson from the corner.
Slowing it down once again.
Cleveland now back up top, inside for Darnell. Kobe Walker now. Out to Braylon Roman, they kick it around, and Connor Smith stepped out of bounds. Had that back heel on the back line that time, and they'll turn the basketball over now to Bloomington.
That would have been Community's first 3 there. It was, even though he stepped out of bounds, it was still nice to see it go through the hoop.
Yeah, took a good look that time, and Normal Community really hasn't had to play any inside-out basketball yet because the inside game has been so dominant. But you can look for that quite a bit this year, playing inside-out basketball, with a lot of teams going to have to double down and really focus on stopping the players in the post area.
Yeah, and if they're stopped in the post, then you'll have a lot of open 3 opportunities, and I think that's something Community will look for in bigger opponents.
Oh, nice pass.
Yeah, Bird at that time dropped it for Jaheim Weber. Jaheim missed a layup, but Connor Smith has the steal.
Again.
Here comes Smith all the way down with the right hand on the left side, able to find his first bucket of the season, and the lead swells back to 16.
I know it's nice for Connor to see that first Ironman bucket fall through.
Holtz misses the 3. Jaheim Weber's got the rebound. Nico Newsom now looking for Kobe Walker that time. Good job there by Carter Tyndall to get a hand on the basketball, able to knock it away, and the Ironmen will have it baseline out of bounds.
Jeez, when the Ironmen get in transition, it is scary. There's just 5 players on the court that can just make any type of move and score.
And it's been smooth so far for Normal Community. Bird at baseline, 10-footer, no good. Rebound Bloomington, and here come the Raiders back the other way. Hamilton tipped away from behind, and the Raiders will have it baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, Cleveland was able to tip that. Not only does he have a lot of size, I was talking earlier about his passing ability, he's also pretty speedy despite being, 6'9"?
Yeah, he's a very versatile player, and you can see what a great job he does in the high post, passing the basketball. He can step out and shoot the 3-pointer. He's going to be a tough matchup. Now he got a hand on that one, and I think it must have hit the baseline right there out of bounds.
Just seems like he has very good spacing awareness and of where the ball needs to get to have an Ironman score.
And I think he didn't realize that he hit that out because he went to go inbound the ball.
Here's another 3 ball on the way, and Robert Clark has his first 3 of the contest. Bloomington's got 4 triples here in the second quarter, trying to stay close now. 40-27 our score. The Raiders have done a nice job here since an opening 14-0 run. Noah Cleveland's 3, no good, almost went in off the backboard. He's got his own rebound with the left hand. He couldn't finish it that time.
He just physicaled his way right into the paint there.
Certainly did at 6'9". Boy, he is agile getting all the way to the cup.
Nice Euro step there from Nico Newsome to start that whole play off, and then the hustle from Noah Cleveland to get that offensive board.
Remember, our second game tonight, a 7:30 tip, is going to be between Normal West and Bloomington Central Catholic. Coming up on Wednesday, Normal Community will play U-High, and Bloomington will take on Central Catholic as Noah Cleveland knocks down both free throws. That is the first non-2-point field goal for Normal Community all night. 40 points of just 2-point field goals. That's unheard of in 2023 basketball these days. And a travel coming up on Normal Community. Noah Cleveland tried to come up with the ball. I think he landed on top of the Bloomington player right there. We might have a timeout for the Ironmen.
Yeah, if there's a statement to be made on the first game of the season, the Ironmen are certainly making them. They said they don't need to shoot threes. They don't even need to shoot free throws. They can just go into the paint and just body you for 40 points.
And like you said, Mr. Swanson, since Stephen Curry, it's kind of seemed like the three-point ball has really revolutionized the game, especially now in high school basketball. And Community hasn't had to have it tonight. And I think that really just speaks to how versatile this team is. And we know that they can shoot threes as well. They just haven't had to use that tonight.
That's absolutely, and they're going to need to shoot three-pointers this year and knock down threes to beat elite teams that they're going to need to beat to get where they want to go this season. Bloomington right now doing an outstanding job, though. They've got 4 three-pointers here in the second quarter, 5 threes for the game, and those 4 threes have come from 4 different players. Clark, Allen, Reed, and Holtz have all hit three-pointers here in this quarter. Done a really nice job here of staying in the ball game. Still down 15, but they've been really competitive, especially since a really slow start.
Yeah, they've had their share of looks for sure. They've been able to draw the defenders into the paint and then get an open look on the 3-ball.
Lots of unselfishness from Bloomington here.
Nico Newsome now able to pick that one off. Nice job by Nico, dropping down on the backside. Inside now, Connor Smith back out front for Jaheim Weber. They'll swing it around now to Newsome. Looks like maybe Bloomington has gone to some man-to-man. We'll have to kind of check it out. Nope, back to that zone. Here's a 3-ball from the top that time.
That's behind the line.
He certainly was, Ben. No doubt about that. That's the first 3-ball now for Normal Community of the season. And we got a minute to go here in the second quarter.
And there was no hesitation from Connor there.
Kick out 3, no good that time. Tipped around and a foul. I do believe Nico Newsome's going to pick this one up right here.
That's questionable.
And that's his 3rd personal foul. As Bloomington got another nice look at the 3-ball. Couldn't quite knock it down. Owen Osborne now in the game as Nico Newsome will head to the bench.
I think that'll be the biggest challenge for the Ironman defense with all their big guys on the court. Will they be able to get out there fast enough to deny the 3-ball?
Yeah, that's a good point, Ben, and that's one of the things. You can be really, really big, but you still have to be able to guard outside, and that will be a challenge for the Ironman bigs as the season goes on.
Yeah, Jaheim seemed to get there pretty fast, but then again, he jumped up, and that Bloomington player actually had a lot of space, and that Bloomington player was Brock Holtz, who we saw nail a 3 earlier on in this game.
And Brock Holtz has Jaheim Weber inside trying to push him off the block. Normal Community's looks like they're gonna take one here. They're up 18, 13 seconds now on the clock. Clock now at 10, Owen Osborne's got it. Clock now at 8, 3-pointer on the way, and gonna be waved off as a foul coming up on the Raiders. Brock Holtz will pick that one up. Holtz playing very physical down low against Jaheim Weber. We'll see what Coach Witzik can dial up here now on the baseline out of bounds at 6.7 on the clock.
I think the physicality of Hurts has gone up guarding such a big Jaheim Weber.
3-pointer by Smith from the corner. Connor Smith's got his 2nd triple.
Gives a little look to the student section.
And the 3-ball on the way is no good. And Normal Community gets the last burst of the half. And we go to halftime. Normal Community leads Bloomington. 48-27 our score. And Ben, let's start with you. Your thoughts of the first half.
Well, I think that the Ironmen pretty clearly showed their dominance thus far. I do see Bloomington's effort. I see they're getting open looks. They've had their fair share of looks. They're playing gritty. They're getting steals. But it just seems like the Ironmen are just simply overpowering them. There's not much they can do. If the Ironmen want to go get a bucket, they'll go get a bucket so far.
The scoreboard doesn't say it all. Obviously, we see Community has a 21-point lead. But if you really were watching this game, I think you saw a lot of hustle from Bloomington. They did get a lot of open looks, a lot of threes, and they nailed a lot of them. Although they're down by 20 plus, I think in the locker room they're going to be pretty happy with themselves because they're a lot smaller, a lot younger than this Community team that's one of the best teams in the state, and we're predicted to be so as well. So I think being able to put up 27 points in the first half against a pretty darn good Community defense is something that Bloomington should be proud of. And then on Communities, looking at 48 points on the board is incredible. Only 2 threes by Connor Smith, and I think just seeing how confident he was makes me really confident for games when the Ironmen will need to knock down some threes. They have someone they can rely on in Connor Smith.
Yeah, you got to think Normal Community is going to see a lot of sagging zone as the year goes on. Trying to take away that post play inside that 3 ball is going to be important. Another thing for Bloomington, they dug themselves a 14-0 hole. Did a nice job of kind of trying to work their way back into the game, gaining some confidence, and that can be difficult at the Shirk Center. It's the first game of the year. It's a crosstown rival for a lot of these guys. It's their first varsity experience. This is a tough place to kind of cut your teeth getting ready for varsity basketball.
Yeah, and since that 14-0 start, they've only been outscored by 7. I think that's really a testament to how gritty they've been and how they really, I haven't seen a lot of like obvious rough emotions on the Bloomington side. They seem to be keeping their head up high and not really giving up on the game, just putting their all out on the court.
Yeah, I've certainly seen unselfish basketball on both sides. And, you know, for the first game, there's been a lot of steals, few turnovers. But I think that both teams are doing a good job getting to their spots and, you know, getting the open looks.
And I think a lot of the steals are like credit to trying to really have great ball movement, and then it's the first game of the season. They've only been practicing for a couple weeks, still trying to kind of shake off the rust.
Well, we're going to step aside for a break here on the Inkspot. We'll come back with 2 minutes left here before we start the second half. We'll run down the individual point totals of the first half and get you ready for half number 2. We are at halftime of the opener of the Intercity Basketball Tournament 2023. Normal Community leads Bloomington 48-27. See you in 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Abby Rubish, the editor-in-chief of the NCHS Inkspot. I'm asking for your support on either Infinite Campus, where you can buy a subscription to our print edition, or by purchasing ad space on our website, in our print edition, or as part of our broadcasts that reach hundreds of viewers every week. You can also consider becoming a friend of the Inkspot. For more information on these opportunities, visit the support tab at nchsinkspot.com.
Are you enjoying our broadcast of Ironman football?
What about our on-the-spot videos keeping you informed on the students of Normal Community?
Or what we're known for, our inspiring, entertaining, and award-winning stories?
If so, consider supporting us at nchsinkspot.com. On every story, there is a link to donate to the Inkspot's journalistic mission.
Your financial support plays a vital role in enabling the Inkspot to invest in top-tier equipment, maintain memberships in distinguished professional organizations, compete in contests, and attend conventions.
Your generosity is the key to providing us with a truly enriching educational experience.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Shirk Center here. Normal Community leads Bloomington 48-27. The opener of the Inter-City Tournament, the opener of the 23-24 season for the Ironmen. We'll be covering the game next Monday against Normal West. That will be the last game of the Inter-City Tournament. Kind of a rundown of what Normal Community and the game the Ironmen are going to be playing. They play the 6 o'clock game tonight, 7:30 on Wednesday night. They'll come back and play Friday night at 7:30 as well. And then they have Saturday off. Tuesday is going to be against Normal West. That's on the 27th. That'll be at 6 o'clock. So that game is on Tuesday next week against the Wildcats. 48-27 here, our score, as we get ready for the second half. Let's go down, run down the scoring here. First for the Ironmen, Nico Newsom's got 4, 2 points for Trey Burdett. 8 apiece for Connor Smith and Braylon Roman, 12 for Noah Cleveland, 14 for Jaheim Weber, 24 in the first, 24 in the second, 48 overall for the Ironmen. For Bloomington, their leading scorer is Robert Clark, chipped in 9 in the first half, 5 for Deshaun Allen, 4 points for Trey Thompson, and 3 apiece for Evan Reed, Carter Tyndall, and Brock Holtz. We kind of talked about a few things, guys, at halftime. First thing we talked about was Bloomington's ability to be able to knock down the 3 ball. The Raiders shot the ball well in that first half.
Yeah, I know Community held teams under 50 for their average last season, and that's something that the Ironmen always talk about. The goal is keeping their opponents under 50, and that's still definitely in reach tonight, but they have given up a lot of points to the Raiders, and I think that is in big credit to the Raiders' three-point shooting capabilities.
The second half is on its way now as Nico Newsom has the basketball. Owen Osborne inside for Jaheim Weber. They kick it over now to Braylon Roman. Roman called for a travel on the play right there. Must have taken a little half step before he put the ball on the deck. So Braylon Roman turns it over and the Raiders have it.
That is the 3rd travel by the Ironmen today. I think this fast-paced basketball is something they have been really successful with, but turnovers are going to be something they're going to need to hone in on in practice and in games.
As Roman got a knee on the basketball right there. A pass was by Robert Clark. Clark now down the lane. They kick it out. Dribble drive, 3 ball on the way now for the Raiders is no good that time, as that 3 was by Brandon Cross, the 6'3 junior. Nico Newsom the other way, and a nice reverse that time by Nico off the glass.
Nice
that was nasty.
Nico's got 6 now in the contest, 50-27. Braylon Roman almost got another steal right there.
You know, part of me thought he was just going to, cock it back, windmill it, but I guess not. It's all right, though.
That was pretty nice, too.
Braylon Roman on the steal, and he is off to the races, and it's another dunk for Braylon Roman.
That's his 4th on the game. What a powerful slam.
He's got 10 now.
Braylon is a fan of the 2-hand jams.
10 now for Braylon Roman in the contest, and Normal Community's got the first 4 of the half. 3 ball on the way, no good. Air ball thrown up that time. That was Trey Thompson who shot that one. It's out of bounds to Normal Community, and this is the start the Ironmen wanted to the second half.
Something I'm sure Community talked about in the locker room was playing closer, harder defense on these 3-point shots, and they've done a great job of staying on their man and getting up in their face.
Yeah, offensively, they're just getting every look they wanted, just like the first half. There's a 3 ball.
Owen Osborne had a good look right there, wouldn't quite go down, around and out. Bloomington now back the other way. Reed has the basketball out front, guarded by Osborne. Kicks the ball over to Cross, and now the Raiders will set the offense. 6 minutes to go, third quarter, 52-27. Normal Community has the lead over Bloomington. On the lane inside, and Jaheim Weber is going to pick up the foul here. Carter Tyndall, the sophomore, putting on the deck. We'll see if it's a shooting foul. Nope, it's going to be baseline out of bounds now for the Raiders. It's got to be one of the things you got to think Bloomington's going to try to do is trying to draw those big guys outside for Normal Community to attack the basket.
And Cleveland has been outside around the arc for the majority of this game, but I think he's done a really great job of staying on his defender for the most part, and his size just being able to get right up into their face.
Evan Reed now gets the ball in the corner to Brandon Cross, and they'll reset the offense. Here's a 3 ball on the way. That's no good right there. Carter Tyndall missed it, and Normal Community's got the rebound.
You know, Community started off the game really hot with that 14-0 start, and they're starting this second half off really hot as well.
Roman missed a 3 out of bounds off of Newsom on the backside.
That's 2 threes already this half. It looks like they're employed a little bit of a different strategy.
Yeah, Braylon Roman took one. Owen Osborne had one from the corner. Neither one went down. The only player for Normal Community to knock down a 3 in the first half was Connor Smith, the 6'1 junior off the bench, knocked down 2 triples for Normal Community.
And he had a third one where he actually stepped out of bounds, but that also went right through. He just has no hesitation on his pure shot.
And now Bloomington gets a 3 from Brandon Cross from the corner.
We'll have to see if Normal has a different strategy going into this half. Obviously, they've been getting their looks on the inside. Let's see if they, first game of the season, let's see if they try to switch it up a little bit, see what else they can get away with.
And now all the way into the basket right there is Noah Cleveland. That looks like a bucket Normal can get every time down the floor if they really want it, as Noah Cleveland caught the ball in the high post.
Yeah,
Back a 3, no good that time. That was Robert Clark, who was the leading scorer for the Raiders. He's got 9 in the contest here so far.
I'm expecting more three-point attempts from the Ironmen, because when they play different opponents, they're going to need to be shooting more threes, and just having that in-game experience is different than what you're going to get in practice.
Trey Burdett now in the lineup. Saw quite a few minutes in that first half. He chipped in 2 points for Normal Community.
Yeah, the sophomore Trey Burdett is someone that we could look out for shooting threes as well. He is a three-point shooter, played on the freshman team last season. He's pretty quick, got nice handles, and pretty shifty as well.
Yeah, Burdett, the only sophomore on the roster for the Ironmen. Nico Newsom got a hand on that one. Nice job by Nico. He's got Burdett out in front. Oh, it threw it a little bit too hard that time, too hot to handle, as Nico made a nice play on the steal. You can see what Normal Community can do on the defensive end. They've got some players that have some really long arms and nice reach to be able to get up in passing lanes and get some steals this season.
Yeah, with that throw, maybe Nico should be playing baseball.
Yeah, Nico really, that was a 90-mile-per-hour fastball that time. Burdett had gotten out in front as well, as Burdett got a hand on that one out of bounds.
Yeah, and those steals really, I think they'll help the Ironman defense in the long run, because if you're spreading out the big men, that leaves three-point opportunities if they have to go into the paint and drive in, and I think the steals will just clear that all up and make sure that stuff doesn't happen for the Ironman.
And seeing that deflection from Trey Burdett there, he's got really fast hands. I think I would expect a lot of deflections and steals from the sophomore for how much time that we're seeing him on the court tonight. Wasn't sure how much we were going to be seeing from him, but we've seen him quite a bit tonight.
Under 4 minutes now here to go. Third quarter, 54-30. Normal Community has the lead. How about Kobe Walker out there is going to get the steal. And he's on the floor. He picks it up. Noah Cleveland, another slam for the Ironmen. Noah Cleveland now has 16 in the contest.
Welcome to Walker's Island. He had him on clamps on the top up there.
Yeah, how about Kobe Walker getting on the floor right there, picking up the steal. And now Evan Reed down the lane all the way in. Evan's going to be fouled by Noah Cleveland right there. He's going to pick that one up coming across. So Reed will go to the line. Evan's got a lone three-pointer to go down so far tonight for the 6'1 senior, trying to drop in a couple free throws here and trying to keep the Raiders in the game.
I don't remember the last time I've seen this many dunks in one game.
Yeah, the Ironmen have had a ton of them so far, definitely double digits. We kind of lost track at about 8 as Evan Reed misses the first of 2.
We got Terrion Darnell and Jaheim Weber checking back into the game. 2 seniors here for the Ironmen. Something the Ironmen have a lot of. They have a lot of seniors as well as juniors. This is a really well-talented and just a team that's been around for a while. 8 returners for the Ironmen, 3 starters that are returning as well.
Second free throw by Evan Reed is up and good. It's a really good problem to have, but certainly the coaching staff's going to have to figure out what the rotation is going to look like for Normal Community with so many talented players going in and out. It'll probably come about here as the season goes on. Here's a nice steal for Bloomington, but Burdett gets it back. Down underneath, he finds Jaheim Weber, and it's another stuff for the Ironmen. Jaheim's got 16.
Wow, and although Jaheim did have a dunk there, credit to Trey and his quick hands and just being aware of where the ball was to be able to get that and get it into Kobe. A really nice pass.
He certainly had some flashy passes so far in the contest.
And excuse me, I meant Jaheim, not Kobe there.
And the Ironmen have some nice guards coming off the bench. We've seen good things from Trey Burdett here so far in the contest. Connor Smith's come in, knocked in a couple of triples. So depth looks like it's going to definitely be a strength for Normal Community.
Yeah, we haven't even
Smith,
seen
baseline 3 on the way. That's off the back iron.
Yeah, we haven't even seen one of the starters, returning starters from last year, enter the court yet. Dexter Niekamp obviously just came back from a crushing football loss on Saturday.
Here's Evan Reed's 3 from the corner is good. Evan Reed's got his second three-pointer. He's got 4 straight points, 7 in the contest now for Reed. 58-34 as on the baseline Connor Smith lost it, and it'll go back to Bloomington.
Yeah, speaking on Dexter Niekamp, he was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year for football, and he also will be attending ISU next year after being a leader in the Ironmen for their semifinal run.
He was also an all-state football player this year.
Yeah, Dexter, one of the few guys that can pull off that 3-sport athlete at Normal Community, a baseball player as well, and just a terrific all-around athlete.
Oh yeah, he hits bombs for baseball too. He can do everything.
Now trying to get down the lane, that's Cavante Hamilton, the 5'11 sophomore for the Raiders. Hamilton a sophomore, Tyndall a sophomore, Holtz a sophomore. Only 2 seniors on the roster. Bloomington's got a thin roster of only 10 players. Sean Allen's a senior and Trey Thompson are the 2 seniors for Bloomington on the roster this year. They trail the Ironmen 58-34, just about 2 minutes to go, third quarter.
I'm seeing a lot of fast feet from the Ironmen. I think that's really helping out on the defensive end in the second half. So they've held the Raiders to 7 in the third quarter.
Kobe Walker now on the other end. Quick spin up and no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Trey Thompson, and here comes Bloomington looking to run the other way. Thompson goes down, and he's going to have a timeout now by Bloomington, a 30-second timeout by the Raiders. Normal Community leads 58-34. Thanks for joining us on the Inkspot here tonight, as it's the opener for Normal Community. We will have 8 more games. Next Tuesday will be our next game. That's an inter-city contest against Normal West, and then 7 Normal Community home games as the year goes on. And guys, there's some awfully good teams on the schedule. The Ironmen are playing a very difficult schedule here in 23-24.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of hard games in the Big 12 as well as outside of conference. Coach Woodsick talked about some of the games in particular that they had. If I can find them here. Some teams in the Big 12, they have West November 27. They take on the Rams December 8. Peoria Richwoods has a 6'10 Rutgers commit in Lathan Somerville, and that game will be on January 12. Those are some of the exceptional Big 12 matchups they have this season.
Yeah, they also play teams like Metamora, nationally ranked. It provides a big competition and a true test for the Ironmen.
They're the defending 3A state champs as well.
Yeah, they knocked off Chicago Simeon at Assembly Hall last March in a thrilling game. Metamora was the runner-up the year before in Class 3A, so the Redbirds have been a basketball power the last couple of seasons.
Simeon is where Derek Rose went to high school, actually.
That's correct, Derek Rose. Here's a free ball now from the corner, is around and out that time, and Kobe Walker picks it up and almost put it back in right there.
Yeah, it seemed like the Bloomington players kind of jumped as high as they could, and they fouled Kobe. I don't even know if they got up to his forearm.
And Kobe Walker looking for his first points of the contest. Kobe averaged just under 6 points a game a year ago, 5.5 rebounds as a sophomore. First free throw up and good. Kobe shot it well from the free throw line as well. He was a 71% free throw shooter a year ago. And when you're going to be around the basket that much, you're going to get fouled and have an opportunity to knock some down from the line.
Yeah, and 71% was good for third on the team. He also shot 58% from the field, which was the second best on the team behind Jaheim Weber, who just got that board and the putback.
And Jaheim muscles that one in. Jaheim's got 18 now. He's got 18. Noah Cleveland's got 16. So 34 between the 4 and 5 men for the Ironmen. Evan Reed down inside, throws it up and throws it in.
It's quite an excellent basket there from Reed. I think he did a great job of not using his size, obviously, because he's not bigger than any of the guys out here. Kind of did some acrobatics to get that one up.
He's got 9 points now in the contest. Looks like Normal Community is going to go for one shot here. 30 seconds on the clock as Braylon Roman now will...
Me personally, I'm predicting a Braylon logo shot right here.
We'll see if he does take the logo shot.
Something you won't see in NBA or college basketball with that 30-second and 24-second shot clock. They kind of got the ball since about the 40-second shot clock. Just shows how high school basketball is a little different.
Nico now with 10 over to Noah Cleveland. Newsom now with 5 underneath to Jaheim Weber with 4.9 on the clock. Jaheim Weber will head to the line here for the Ironmen.
Not sure if they'll call that foul on Trey Thompson or Carter Tyndall. They both seem to get a piece of Jaheim Weber there.
Yeah, I think that was on Carter Tyndall that picked that one up. That's his second personal foul. And for Bloomington, that's their second team foul.
Last year, Jaheim Weber went to the line 133 times, way more than any other player on this team, and he knocked down 80 of them for a 60% free throw percentage, about middle of the line for this Ironman team last season. Something I'm sure Jaheim Weber has been working on, as he's expected to go to the line quite a bit this year.
Misses the second. Owen Osborne inside, threw it up, didn't go down. Jaheim's going to watch one. He's got it. Jaheim Weber's got 7 in the quarter, 21 in the game, and the third quarter is in the books. Normal Community with a comfortable one tonight. One more quarter to go. The Ironmen 64, the Raiders 36. You're watching Normal Community high school basketball on the Inkspot. Well, guys, the Ironmen had a nice 21-point lead at the end of the first half. They extended out to 28, and you got to think we're probably going to see more and more guys coming off that bench here in the fourth quarter.
And also they held the Raiders to 9 points in that third quarter, which is a lot better than holding them to 27 in that first half, which is an average of about 14 points a quarter. I'm sure defense was something that was heavily talked about in that locker room, trying to keep Bloomington under 50, and now I bet the goal's keeping them under 40. I saw just the same effort from Community, but I think they played a little less aggressive. They weren't fouling as much. I think that was a key to their success on the defensive end.
I think they played a little more calm and controlled, but they also pushed the pace a little bit more. Both teams moving a little faster, trying to get to the rim more often in this second half so far.
A lot more three-point attempts from Community as well. I think they're trying to switch up the offense, see what they can get, and that's more in preparation for other games. Because if Community just kept going with the same thing tonight, I think they'd be up by about 40 if they just went to Jaheim every single time. And obviously, Jaheim still has over 20 points. I think they still want to change it up and see their options, see what strengths and weaknesses they have for these upcoming games.
Now, Bloomington only scored 9 points in that third quarter, 16 for Community. No good that time for Holtz. Burdett has the rebound, and we're on our way here in the fourth period as Jaheim Weber, Noah Cleveland, Owen Osborne, Burdett, and also then Braylon Roman. Osborne's 3, missed it. Rebound, Roman on the backside. That one rolling away from Tyndall, and the Ironmen reset it now.
Trey with some crisp passes.
Yeah, Noah Cleveland tried to pick that one out of there as Burdett's pass went astray inside for Evan Reed. Oh, shot up and short that time all the way at the bucket. Couldn't quite finish it now.
Reedus had an excellent game for Bloomington, but you got to think he's starting to get gassed. Bloomington only has 10 players on the roster. I think I've only seen about 7 or 8. He's been on the floor almost the whole game.
Burdett 3, that's no good. Rebound knocked around inside. Noah Cleveland's got it, and he'll throw it down. Noah Cleveland's got the first bucket of the fourth quarter, and the lead for the first time goes to 30 now for Normal Community at 66-36.
Seeing a lot of players raise the roof on that Community bench. They now got that 30-point lead in this fourth quarter.
God, the things I would do to just be able to take one step and dunk it.
Holtz down the lane, past Jaheim Weber, lays it in. He's got 5 now in the contest, and the lead goes back to 28. The Ironmen will slow things down here a little bit against this zone defense. Community still does not have a three-point make in the second half. And still Connor Smith, those 2 threes are the lone threes for the Ironmen. Owen Osborne trying to break that, doesn't quite go. Be tipped out of bounds by Burdett out of bounds, and it'll belong to Bloomington.
The sophomores, Tyndall and Holtz, have had to guard Jaheim a lot today. And I think obviously Jaheim has 21 points, but they've put in a lot of work, and they've got to be getting tired as they are going to the bench now. Well, Holtz is still out there, but we got
Dexter Niekamp, Mac Brennan moving over to the front of the bench. Looks like they'll be making their entrance pretty soon here.
And I think that was what all the cheering was about. in the stadium. If you didn't notice, it got kind of loud in here. Excited to see the football players hopefully get back out on this basketball court.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet in here for a Bloomington Normal Community game. Probably the 14-0 start that the Ironmen got off to kind of took much of the interest on the outcome out of there. And here come the two football players. Normal Community Saturday finished their season at 12-1. Lost the state semifinal game to Downers Grove North. Free throw up and no good.
You know, Mac Brennan is wearing number 30. He might be Curry for the Ironmen.
Knocking him down from deep.
Not sure if we're going to expect too many threes from Mac Brennan, but like you said, he is wearing 30. You never know.
Oh, I'm expecting a lot. Let's go.
Yeah, Normal Community's had an outstanding season in athletics across the board. Free throw up and no good. Girls basketball team, boys basketball team expecting to extend those. We'll have 4 girls basketball games on the Inkspot this year. We'll try to get you a schedule for that as well. And a few more for the boys. Knee camp now down in the corner. Now over to Mac Brennan. Good skip across the top to Burdett. Down the lane, all the way inside with the left hand. Trey Burdett's got his second bucket. 4 points now in the quarter now for Normal Community to lead back to 30.
Trey certainly plays with some finesse, and I like the way he plays.
We know that Mac has played a lot of football, and just seeing how smooth he's been with the offense, that passing and the ball movement there was really excellent for him. And I'm thinking that's a lot of positives for the Ironmen as we have these two players that we haven't seen much on the court, but we will a lot this season, especially Dexter Niekamp, who started last season, should start this season.
Now we'll get a timeout here or just some subs in the game.
Yeah, Witzik emphasized how Dexter will actually be a key role on the Ironman roster because with all the star power, you know, Jaheim Weber, Braylon Roman, Nico, Coach Witzik said that they're going to put someone on Dexter, they're going to put everyone else on the stars, and then they're going to put someone on Dexter who won't be able to stop him.
We got the 6'5" junior Gabe Nege out there, along with senior Terrion Darnell at point guard.
Niekamp now, high post, Burdett 3, no good. Rebound by Brennan on the backside. Back out to Niekamp, down to Darnell, back to Burdett. And now they'll swing it around. Inside.
That's a Gabe.
Oh, inside, no good. He couldn't quite put it in that time. Good job catching it. High-low that time for Normal Community. Couldn't quite get his first bucket.
I'm loving the ball movement that I'm seeing from the Ironmen. That was a good catch from Gabe. Almost finished it there.
Yeah, especially with two players who haven't played basketball in a very long time. Yeah, or they haven't been active in a very long time. I love the ball movement.
Mac Brennan and Dexter Niekamp really haven't been able to even practice with Normal Community. Their football season just ending on Saturday, and now with a Monday game. Bloomington now trying to trim into this 28-point lead here as the clock down to 2:40 to go. We'll get a timeout now by Bloomington. They were going to have to turn the basketball over. Now it looks like Normal Community is going to get everybody into the game here as Jaden Orick now coming in, and also Caleb Tyus as well, the 6'3" junior. Both of those young men will get into the action here tonight. So I think Coach Witzik kind of accomplishing what he wanted in game number one, everybody getting a chance to play pretty good ball movement. Obviously, they would like to see better three-point shooting, but I think that'll come along as the season goes along.
Yeah, we got a 28-point lead here, and now we have gotten everybody in. Jaden Orick played on JV last year, started a lot of games. And Caleb Tyus actually has never played for community before, didn't make it freshman year, didn't make it JV, but here he is on varsity as a junior. Just a really great story of never giving up, and here he is. He'll be out on the court in just a second.
Yeah, good to see him out on the floor here. 2:35 to go, fourth quarter, as Normal Community comfortably in front at 68-40. The lead has been as big as 30 for the Ironmen here in the second half. Most of the starters and even the key reserves now have hit the bench. Bloomington only has 10 guys on their roster, so they don't go quite as deep. Brandon Cross is out there. Also Robert Clark, who's got the ball right now. Guarded by Tyus out front. Down the lane, kicks it out to Deshaun Allen, and they'll reset the offense here.
For the first time tonight, we have a junior-heavy lineup for the Ironmen with 3 juniors out there and 2 seniors.
Here's a 3, and boy, Caleb Tyus that time got a hand on it, but fouled the three-point shooter. And going to the line for 3 points, 3 free throws here is going to be Robert Clark for the Raiders.
Saw some good sportsmanship there from Caleb Tyus, helping Rob up after the foul.
Tyus is not on the team freshman and sophomore year, but making the varsity this year, coming off the bench for the Ironmen.
Yeah, this Ironman has a really deep team. They have 15 people on their roster, a lot bigger than Bloomington, as you mentioned. Bloomington only has 10, and I think we did start to see Bloomington seem to get a little more tired, get a little out of breath. You could see a lot of redness in their players' faces. So I think having such a big lineup will be something that's going to help community in the long run this year.
Free throw up and no good, and Dexter Niekamp has the rebound. Oric now in the front court here. 1:20 to go in the contest. Niekamp down low for Tyus. Let's see if he can throw it inside. Dexter picks it up, left hand all the way in. Dexter Niekamp will head to the line.
Got a lot of inside movement there, inside passes from the big guys. That's something I've seen a lot of today when we got two guys kind of crushing the paint and they're able to find each other. And I think that's going to be huge for the Ironmen with all this size this year. Knowing how to pass, knowing how to find your teammates, it's just quite an advantage for this team.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's something that's been emphasized throughout the practices. You know, smart basketball plays, find the open man, don't do too much. And I think the Ironmen have been pretty disciplined and seem like they've been pretty comfortable so far, especially for the first game of the season.
And I see the other teams coming out. We got Central Catholic and Normal West out on the sidelines getting ready for their next matchup following this one.
The clock continues to run with the margin that we have here in this contest here. 25 seconds now left in the game. Crossover down the lane. Clark all the way in with the right hand. And Robert Clark's got 12 now in the contest, leading scorer for Bloomington. The Raiders now press a little bit. Niekamp now in the front court, down low, and couldn't quite finish inside right there. Player goes to the floor. Clock's going to continue to run, and that's going to do it. That'll finish things off here from the Shirk Center tonight. Our final score, the Ironmen of Normal Community 68, the Bloomington Purple Raiders 43. So the Ironmen cruise to victory number 1, hoping for many more after this, but they go 1-0 in the inner city. Their next game will be Wednesday night, 7:30, as they take on the U-High Pioneers. And Zach, do you want to give us a rundown a little bit of what we might expect as they take on U-High in the second game of the season? Let's give you an idea real quickly. Friday for Normal Community is Central Catholic. And then next Tuesday, that'll be our next broadcast, 6 o'clock on the Inkspot. A week from tomorrow as we play Normal West. So that'll be the next Inkspot broadcast, Tuesday, November 27th. So Zach, give us a quick rundown what we're going to see against the Pioneers and Coach Andrew McDowell coming up in the next contest.
So last year, community season actually started against U-High in a 69-59 loss. They did play that game without Braylon. Last year without Braylon, the Ironmen were 3-7, 18-7 with him. So that definitely must have had an impact on that game. Some info on U-High. They are a 2A basketball team. Obviously, community's 4A. The U-High boasted a 25-10 record last season. We're 13-5 in conference. Went 11-0 at home, and then in these neutral platforms, we're 7-5. Last year, they made it to the sectional finals, so they were the last 16 in 2A, and they lost to the runners-up Central Catholic, just in a 3-point loss. They have lost 2 major players in all-state first-team 2A selection last year in Mason Funk, and then now playing at ISU, shooting guard Ty Blake. They also lost as he was a senior. So it's going to be a new team for U-High, kind of like Bloomington, maybe not quite as severe, but it's going to be some new faces out there. Should be a good squad. They had a great team last year.
Yeah, Mason Funk actually playing his college ball here at Illinois Wesleyan now and doing a really nice job as a freshman. That was a very talented U-High team a year ago. And as you mentioned, Zach, for a number of the inner city teams besides Normal Community, a lot of the teams kind of retooling and reloading a little bit. The Ironmen probably going to have an advantage here, maybe the rest of this tournament as well.
Yeah, they should have an advantage in their size. We saw tonight a big blowout, and that was a lot to thank to the size of this community team, how tall they are, how big and physical, and how those big men were able to pass the ball. The ball movement was something that really made me happy for the Ironmen tonight.
Yeah, they certainly moved the ball extremely well in the contest.
Yeah, certainly a statement game from the Ironmen. Seemed like they were able to get pretty much every look they wanted. There were some open looks for Bloomington as well, but I think that'll sharpen as the season goes on. Overall, great first game. Looked pretty comfortable out there for the Ironmen.
A few things I think the Ironmen are going to work on is defense and staying poised on defense. That was something they kind of struggled with in the first half. Let in probably a little more wide open three-point opportunities than they would have wanted to. And also knocking down their three-point opportunities is something that I think the Ironmen will work on and get better as we progress throughout the year.
Normal Community led 48-27 at half, win it 68-43. Let's run down the individual numbers for you. Jaheim Weber led the way for the Ironmen with 21 in the contest. Noah Cleveland had 18 for Normal Community. Braylon Roman had 10, 8 for Connor Smith, 6 for Nico Newsom, 4 for Trey Burdett, and 1 point for Kobe Walker. A total of 68 for Dave Whitsick's Ironmen here this evening. For Spencer Johnson's Bloomington Purple Raiders, led in scoring by Robert Clark. He had 12. 7 points for Brock Holtz, 9 for Evan Reed. Brandon Cross had 3. Carter Tyndall had 3, and 4 points for Trey Thompson. As both teams had limited scoring in that fourth quarter, the Raiders outscored Normal Community 7-4, but the Ironmen had a comfortable lead going into the final period. Well, that's going to wrap things up on the Inkspot for game number 1. Game number 1 of the Intercity, but also game number 1 of the 23-24 season for Normal Community. Do remember, our next Inkspot live stream will be Tuesday, November 27th. That's a week from tomorrow as the Ironmen take on Normal West. Well, first of all, Ben, final thoughts on the evening.
Well, I think it was a pretty big statement game for the Ironmen. They were able to get pretty much every look they wanted. You know, they didn't even need to shoot a lot of threes. They were just bully ball in the paint. Defense, I thought it was pretty solid. A lot of steals, showed their athleticism for sure. And I think it was a great game just to get everybody out there. They looked pretty comfortable. They looked pretty disciplined. They looked like a good start of the season for the Normal Ironmen.
Well, Ben, thanks for joining us tonight. Zach, your final thoughts on the night.
Obviously an excellent win for the Ironmen, but I'm going to be a bit of a devil's advocate. I think they can work on that three-point shooting. That wasn't quite what I was expecting. Connor Smith did do a great job from 3, but besides that, that was something the Ironmen did struggle with tonight. Their defense looked really good at times, a bit too sloppy, and it seems like they were fouling quite a bit, but obviously they did hold Bloomington under 50, and they really got that under control in the second half. A lot of great things from defense in the second half and a lot of great things from offense in the first half. I think they've just had a lot of opportunities to score in the paint, and that's going to open up a lot of scoring opportunities from 3 later on in the season versus teams that are going to really put all their guys in the middle in the paint. And I think in Cameron Smith, they have a really great three-point shooter. They also have Nico Newsom and multiple other guys like Braylon that can knock down that 3 ball.
Well, guys, great working with you tonight. First game of many for us on the Inkspot. Once again, our final score, Normal Community 68, Bloomington 43. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We will see you a week from tomorrow. We'll have the Normal West game. For Ben Kerber, Zach Knox-Doyle, and Brad Bovenkirk working behind the scenes, I'm Joel Swanson saying so long from the Shirk Center.
Are you enjoying our broadcast of Ironman football?
What about our on-the-spot videos keeping you informed on the students of Normal Community?
Or what we're known for, our inspiring, entertaining, and award-winning stories?
If so, consider supporting us at nchsinkspot.com. On every story, there is a link to donate to the Inkspot's journalistic mission.
Your financial support plays a vital role in enabling the Inkspot to invest in top-tier equipment, maintain memberships in distinguished professional organizations, compete in contests, and attend conventions.
Your generosity is the key to providing us with a truly enriching educational experience.
Thank you.